Matt does a great job, Jeremiah, Amanda, they all do a great job for us here in town. I thought I would take us back to that period of time that he had the screen up on the slide. It was talking about where we were and where do we want to go for the next 25 years. And I'm going to jump around a little bit, so feel free to interject either your questions or thoughts that you may want to throw my way. Where you're sitting today was a strawberry field, and just south of here was a cornfield as late as 1988 and 89. We did not have, this was an agrarian county. I'm not from here, I moved here, I'm one of the outsiders. I don't know that I'll ever fully be vested as a Williamson County. That's kind of the way it is. How many of you were born and raised in your county? Just a show of hands. One, two, kind of the same boat I am. Yeah. The rest of us moved in here. In 1985, contrary to the vow that was put out, I was not a professional military. I was in the military for a few years and got out and started my own company. And we had children, traveled all the time, and we had a pretty sorry school system. I'm all about agriculture. I grew up in that environment. There's no way that you can make that living anymore in the agriculture side unless you're a big farmer. So there were several of us who got together, and right after the period of time, the little bitty automobile company came to just south of here, about 15 miles, called Saturn. Saturn's not even around anymore. If you've got one, you can still get parts for it. But it's not around anymore. It's one of those brainchilds of GM. Dr. LaFleur that came up with that idea was a mastermind, built a wonderful facility that could be interchanged. Fast forward to this month, the corporate president lives in our town. They're going full forward. They've got about 1,800 new employees just in the last 6 months, but they've retooled it. They shut it down. It came back full force. GM did. So we're proud of them, and that's where we got our start in a different county. All of a sudden, we had this explosion of children come into our community. I was a small business. Several of us put our heads together. Our schools weren't very good and decided we're going to invest in public education in Williamson County. I'm sure I saw on the bio that some of you are commissioners, and that's what we have here. I was a county commissioner in 1985 and 86, and it was a real battle to fight the rural agricultural county commissioners that wanted to keep the low property tax rate non-invested back in the community. For you that are not familiar with that, that's called good old backdoor politics. The rest of us, it was a time that we had to draw a line in the sand and say, if we want to grow, if we want to be somebody, it's time to have to step up to the plate, and we did. And that, in 1986, a year or so after Saturn, we decided that public education should be the #1 priority to attract businesses and provide a place for our children to go. I grew up in public education. We have some of the finest private schools that you would want here in our county. But really and truly, our private schools at that time were taking some of our better students, and it just didn't make sense to me. So we went to our private schools, we went to our public schools, and we outlined this master plan, and we built 4 elementary schools in 4 distinct parts of our county. Some way we could get it very politically. We took the votes in the different areas and added them up. We have 24 county commissioners, and that's the journey we started. We invested $15 million in that first year in 1986, 7, and 8, and built 4 elementary schools that set the tone. We actually had public school teachers that were having a very difficult time just reading, and they were in some of our schools, and that's so sad. My wife, my late wife, came home one time and told me that, and I just couldn't believe it, so I made a trip to the school, and I found out real quickly some of that was very true. And we have, here in our county, up until just last 2 years ago, maybe, the governor, who was a good friend, took on tenure law. Said it's time for tenure law to go. And we're very pro-business. If you're an educator, I say that with all the sincerity of the world. I grew up in an education family. My mother state that just needed to be changed. We couldn't change it here at the local level, but it needed to be changed. And bad teachers need to be removed, just like bad employees need to be removed. I'm sorry, if that hurts your feelings, that's just how I feel. If you're not gonna teach my children how to read and write and prepare for the next generation, you need to go find another job. And that was the approach we took. And it was not popular. I didn't lose a lot of weight, as you can see. But I think people really understood for the first time that we were serious about business here in Williamson County. Fast forward, what you're sitting in here. The mayor at that time in Franklin, we have a county mayor, that's a statutory position. Some people call them county executive, county administrators. I was the chairman of the county commission at that time. We decided to build this Marriott Conference Center. We each put in $6 million to do the conference center, the parts you're sitting in. The Marriott was contracted. One of their companies is no longer around, but Marriott still owns it. We told them we'd build it and lease it back to them, and that's been a wonderful arrangement since the day we did that. We did it very similar business model, like many of you would do. You make money, we get half of it. If you lose money, we don't get any of it. It's real motivating to make money. In the world I came from, profit was not a dirty word, and neither is it in government. Fast forward to where we are today. A lot of businesses came along. Matt, if you'll fast forward to a couple of those you were throwing on the screen. We began to, and the one with Primus, Matt, would be great. Ford Motor Credit. Interesting that we're here today. This past Friday, an announcement was made just as the crow flies about 25 miles. The first automobile company that ever came to the state of Tennessee was right here. They came to a little place called Smyrna and Nissan, who was, at the time, the governor was Lamar Alexander. Maybe you know him. He was a congressman in Washington. He was our governor. He's been our University of Tennessee president. He's been everything. And he's a concert pianist. And why is that important? At the time, Nissan and the president of Nissan, before Carlos Ghosn, somehow they got hooked up with music. And that's kind of where they struck a note. Nissan came to town as a manufacturing company, and this last Friday just announced 800 more new jobs for our community. We'll capture a lot of those jobs. It's the third shift. They've never had a third shift at the Nissan manufacturing, but they are absolutely booming this year in all the businesses that they do. Another healthy story was the Ford Motor Credit. It's probably our first time we were rookies. When I say we, there's been 4 or 5 city mayors, Franklin. It's really a part-time job. I hope you had the opportunity to meet Paul Webb from Brentwood last night. We call him a little short mayor. I'm the big mayor. You'll see the old mayor later. Dr. Ken Moore is our Franklin mayor. He's a physician, retired physician, just a wonderful man. Ford Motor Credit came to us and said, you know, we really want to come here. None of that was there. It was a field. We said, we need some tax credits. We're all rookies at that. We started getting the people, and they started talking about TIFs and everything else. We didn't have a clue what they were. We didn't want to be embarrassed. You know, you try to do the best job you can. So we kind of collaborated together and came up with a plan. They liked it, and they moved here. Out of all the businesses to come to town, Ford Motor Credit didn't last very long. Ford Motor Credit packed up their little bag and left, what, 5 or 6 years, Matt, and sold off, went back to, you know, Ford got into a lot of trouble in Detroit. Along with Chrysler. So we had an empty building. We hadn't done very good. Taxpayers weren't really happy about that, so we started leasing that back out. And the next company, any size that really started working, this might have been Nissan. Flew into town again. They were familiar with Williamson County. They were familiar with Middle Tennessee. And we out into our rural areas, he doesn't have a map, but I was talking to your mayor and some of the folks out back. Interesting figure that probably doesn't lend a lot to a lot of businesses. Williamson County is the fastest growing county in the state of Tennessee in the last 10-year period. But our unincorporated area actually grew 10 people. All of our growth's been inside municipalities. And that did not just happen. That was by design. It's important for you to take back to your communities how important it is to still protect that rural agriculture, open space, whatever your community calls it. It has to exist. Now for us, fortunately, people believed in that concept. And if you went up in a helicopter and flew over, we've just redesigned our comprehensive land plan. We're one of 21, there's 95 counties in the state of Tennessee. We're one of 21 counties that have zoning in place. When you get outside of this area, just next county down, you can still have a $300,000 house and a trailer. I'm not against trailer parks. They just don't really mix for economic development growth. There's a place for all economic, and then there's a place for affordable housing, and there's a place for mixed-use housing. So we chose that in 1988 again, around that same time, to put in zoning and comprehensive land use plans, and for the most part, people didn't understand it. I'm not sure I did either back in those days. But it's paid us dividends to protect what's so important to every community. Fast forward again to Nissan, they came to us, we sat down with Dr. Carlos Gone, the president, a very educated man. I think he speaks 7 or 9 different languages. We were all in a room very soon. That's actually, we were in a little spot, wide spot in the road. His wife loved country music, so we put on a little shindig for her. She loved it. We've never seen her since. I don't know if the music was bad or what the situation, but he does come into town from time to time. And he chose this sign, and sitting with him, they started talking to us, and we work with our state partners, like here in the back. And our cities, we're all sitting there, and they were wanting to know about incentives. And I never will forget looking across the table at him, and I had broken English and twang, in East Tennessee twang, where I'm from. And he had broken English. I asked him, what did he think about public education? He said it's the lifeblood of every business and community. Our tax rate, Matt showed you earlier, was $2.31. That's our county unincorporated tax rate. We asked Mr. Gone, I think he went too far. There it is, 231. Our tax rate is 231 per 100. And he said that, and I said, well, we'll not be giving you any of our tax dollars from public education. If you want to come here, and it's that important to you, we want you. Our tax rate at that time was 56% for education. So immediately took off 50% of 231. The only thing we had was what was left. We gave it to him over a 15, 18, 20-year period, different increments, and did a TIF district, which I'm sure Dr. Kenmore can kind of talk to you a little bit more about, but we have to approve all those to the county. Since that day, I've spoken to the congressional group in Nashville. We have never given a penny of our public tax dollars away. So our tax rate is 231 now. As of July this year, our public education sign was $1.26 of that. And that does not include our debt services and all that. So we've never given a penny away of our tax dollars. Public education is important, so we have to stand by our principles. Businesses that move in here in town accept that, and we will do other things for them, but we can't give you a penny. In a few minutes, you're going to have Pat Anderson, no kin to me, a wonderful lady, our school board chairman, been around a long time, her and I have, and she's done a wonderful job. Just to give you an idea, 3 years ago, what public education means to us, we opened 5 schools to us, the school board came to us here recently, and it's a little over $150 million building package that they need for schools over the next 5 years. Now, that's not to say they're gonna get it, it's not to say that we won't argue, because that's just the foundation of the way government works. But we build schools, and we fund schools, and all of our schools are very modern and up to date, and we want our children to graduate. It's so important. So that's where we are. If you go back, Mac, you slide to all the corporations. We've had some wonderful success. Where are we weak at? We don't have a major college here. It's only technical. We need that. We've got Belmont, which is predominantly a school in Nashville. It was a Baptist school, and they changed now to university. We've got David Lipson, which was Church of Christ. They've kind of changed. They both still have that affiliation, but they don't correct it. We've got TCU, and we've got Vanderbilt. We've got a small community school college here in town that's not even ours. It comes from another county. It's deplorable. Buildings in an old auto shop. It's just deplorable. And we've been trying for years. We finally got the governor and our legislative body to buy some land. So hopefully you come back in 5 years, we'll have another beautiful college campus that we can put right there. And we've got to figure out a way how to fund that too, just like we do public education. We have to provide. We just had the lottery about 6 years. We took your model, and I studied it, several of us studied it, the lottery, and funds go back into the lottery. What's happening with the lottery in public education, as the money is rolling in, even in the bad economic times, the lottery money still rolled. I guess people thought they were gonna hit the $100 million number. Well, but what's really happening when you go down and get into the surface of it, and you all experience the same thing across your state, that there's only so many dollars that they can give to those kids, so they raise those test scores up, and there's still a floor of children that can't make it. Probably good kids. Not everyone is like Matt and Jeremiah and Amanda that comes out of school and knows what they want to do. Some of them are derelicts like me that finish up high school and not real sure what they want to do in life, and kind of stumble along. And particularly the male species, they stumble more than any of us sometimes. My children, I seem to notice that a little bit more, I guess. But daughters seem to be very focused, want to be in healthcare, and done really good. And boys finally caught up. They finally found some girl that would take care of them. Got them on my payroll. Giving me great grandkids. I flew down to Dallas yesterday to see 2 identical twin girls that are just brand new, just doing great. But it's interesting dynamics. We've given 8 or 9, Jeremiah, incentive packages.
Yeah.
That's it. Please don't leave here and think we give all the farm away, because I'm as tight as Dick's hat man. You know how tight. Matt doesn't have a clue what that means. I am as tight with those dollars because they are mine. And so Nissan, Jackson, Healthways, Ford Motor CHS, which is the second largest healthcare company, the largest one's just north. We just lost out on a big package up there. We didn't get it. They stayed in town. HCA, Verizon, and Bio. Those are the only ones in all this growth we've had we've given any money to. So please don't feel like that we give the farm away, because we don't. And except for Nissan, most of them have been a $2 million tax break over a 10-year window. We make that up just when they put your jobs here and go have lunch someplace. So it's a business model, yes.
Verizon, is that their corporate headquarters? They moved from New York, or?
Yeah, it's regional. We were trying to find some way to get them here, so we labeled them regional. I don't know how many employees they've got now.
1,300. So they have, it's customer care and finance.
And what, you say you're not giving a
$2 million, 10 years to Verizon.
How much of the draw would you attribute to the lack of a state income tax?
Oh, huge draw. I'm convinced that's why Nissan came here. But, some of the others,
California.
yeah, some of the others, they identified the area they wanted to be, and they expect their local government to participate somewhere. I mean, $2 million is nothing in the overall scheme of things to a business. I mean, particularly when you're bringing CHS. Let me go back to that. CHS was located in Davidson County. The company president I've known for years. He was an offshoot of HCA, and they were at multiple locations. They wanted one building, so they came here, and Matt, the team said, you know, you got to bring some jobs with you. You've got to, you know, the mayor's got to stand up before all these taxpayers and say, we're going to take your money and invest it in that company. And we can't have everybody coming in to come from Nashville. You got to hire some of our local. I mean, we've got to demonstrate that. So I think they said we put it in writing, got a contract, you're welcome to it. I guess, can they have that, man? Can they have a copy of it? We asked them, how many jobs we bring? They said 750. We get you 750 jobs, and they had all this for them. The state was nice at that time, it was a different governor. So we agreed to do it. Did any of you remember how many jobs Matt said they had as of last week? Tell it again, Matt.
2,800.
I mean, the healthcare is just exploding. We are the capital for healthcare. So we didn't do anything. We gave away $2 million over a 10-year window. We track it. The model we're using, the quicker you grow, the quicker you get the tax credits, and the quicker I get out from underneath it, you start paying full tax. We charge taxes here at 40% on commercial, 25% on residential. Our residential growth's been phenomenal. For you that are interested in this, in 1988, it's been a magical year for us. We put in an adequate schools facility tax and a privilege tax. At that time, we thought it was such a great county to live in. We didn't have a clue what we were doing, but we made a lot of mistakes. We said, if you come to Williamson County, because we know we're going to have to build all these schools, we're going to make you have to pay. Our real estate community about killed us, but we hung in there with them. We charged $1 per square foot of heating and cooling space. Can you imagine that? You come to town, at the time you pull that permit, you pay us $1 for heating and cooling. Amazing. At that time it was 80 cents. We said, out of that, and the state law said you had to prove that you're going to send that money back to what it said it was going to be used for. I said, all right. So we built schools with it. We gave 80% of that money to our schools, 10% money to our parks and recs, which I hadn't even talked about, and the rest of it was between public safety and law enforcement. That's how we distributed that money. Today, that has generated us over $250,000 in non-property taxes, and people are moving. Because it's a standard, they still pay that $1, it's $1 now, for heating and cooling space at the permit, whether you as an individual pull that permit or you buy through the developer. It did not slow it down, and it took the burden off from property tax. If you're involved in property tax, that makes sense to you. Most of the homes that are built in Williamson County, this phenomenal growth is done through mortgages. Over 80% of our growth is through the mortgage dollar. So, why is that important? We've had one property tax in the last 10 years, I think. And 80% of the people didn't know it till February after the county commission met in July. Because they get it in our escrow account. That makes sense. We publicize it, we run it clean up front. We oftentimes make mistakes, and we tell the people we do. But it is a wonderful place to live. I'll take any questions. Wonderful people, a team that I've got. But it is a collaboration between the chamber, economic, as you saw, Matt's entire budget. Entire budget is through the county side. Cities don't petition. We even carved first thing we did, we made it a priority. I just believe if you're gonna lose weight, quit smoking, whatever you're gonna do, you gotta live, eat, sleep that every day. You gotta wake up every day. For economic development, a lot of communities don't invest in their people. I believe it's important we have somebody that Matt wakes up every day and knows that he can't keep his job unless he does a good thing. He needs to know that. I am very pro about that. He's doing a good job. But he needs to know that it's not an entitlement that you can just go out here and see people and not have results. I can't weigh results on how many businesses he brings to town, but I can weigh things much different. And our schools needed to be held accountable. So we stepped up, county commissioners, 24 of us, started that. We've gone through a ton. We've gone from an elected school superintendent in the late 80s and early 90s to an appointed. I don't know which way is the best. Anybody in here educated before I step all over that? I'm not real sure which is the best. I used to think having an appointed was the best. Getting the cream of the crop. The problem is they were all coming to town building a name and then they'd move on someplace else. We couldn't keep them. But each one of those men and women that came to our town brought something different, made it a little better place to live. And we've had a gentleman now who's been with us about 3 years and doing wonderful things. You can't change the tenure law, but the governor, our past governor, Governor Bredesen, healthcare executive, did a wonderful job, Democrat. Loved working with him, got more votes in Williamson County, I guess, than he got anywhere else. He had a business mind on him that was second to none. He is responsible for Nissan and some of those businesses. Make no mistake about it. We've crossed over all the time. The current governor is oil man. You ever been to Pilot Oil Company? Up and down the road, you ever heard of Pilot truck stops? That's him. That's Haslam family. His brother just got through buying the Cleveland Browns here about 2 months ago, if you're into sports. I mean, they are a powerful family up in Knoxville. And, he is our current governor, and he has a different model, and he's done 2 things. One, he got rid of tenure. Now, there's some phase out, we're still going through it, but you have to work, you have to produce. But that wasn't what we were going after. What we were going after were some of those civil service changes that need to be made. We had a situation in our Tennessee Department of Transportation law that if someone left and retired, you couldn't even hire them back till you offered everybody that job a chance to move up. It was what I call the old military system, just because you'd been there the longest you were entitled to it, but not based on your performance. So he went in and tackled that. And of course, that wasn't popular, but it passed. Because the business community saw the value of that. And that's not to say that you're going to lay everyone off. That's not what this is designed, but you've got to have steps put in place that you can measure things. You'll hear later today from our educational chairman that's coming in, Pat Anderson. I mean, it's just been in a year and a half, and my age of teachers, they're leaving in rows. That's not good. We've got to figure out a way to plug it hole. We don't need all the old folks to say. We've got to have that experience in seniority. So we've got to figure out a way to stop that from happening because they are not technically advanced. That's the problem. My sister is a few years younger than me. I see the hands lighting up, so I hit something, Matt. My sister is up in another school system. She's taught for 30-some odd years, and she says, I just can't do this. It's just killing me. I spend all day teaching, and I spend all day putting it in machines. I have a real good friend, neighbor, that's 27 years old. It's absolutely no problem. I watched my 4-year-old grandson last weekend. He could get on my iPad, and he just went to town on that thing. It didn't stop him. It didn't bother him. I guess I'm being a little redundant in your question, but it's a lot of those things that it goes back to education. You know, children in our elementary schools have iPads in our school.
In your elementary school?
Yes. We encourage that. You know, when I was a kid growing up, that wasn't encouraged. The teacher still wanted you to do it longhand. I didn't do any better doing it longhand than I did with machinery. But things have to change, and I'm an element for change if it shows value. So,
You talked about the legislature and the governor is an outside
outside entity, the Williamson County, what other ones, maybe your metropolitan planning organization, or what other resources outside of Williamson County have been a big role in your success?
Let me say, this isn't an ideal. Successful marriages aren't just one husband or one wife, although us males would probably think. Yeah. So we're not. Not one of these businesses, not one iota of the growth we've had is a result of one person. If you don't get your legislature, all our, you've got cream in yours. All, our county, we have to have 3 representatives on the Hill. One of them is the chair of the House Ways Committee. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. That didn't come overnight. The things that we did in the 80s and 90s are just now beginning to see a lot of it. So, our chamber sponsor breakfast with the legislators once a quarter when they're in session. Come on down, right here in our complex, invite the public in, pro and con, ask the men and the women what's going on in Nashville, Tennessee. We have once a year our congressional gathering. I know every one of them. If you're a mayor, where is it? If you don't know your congressional, you're missing the point. But those men and women can help you in Washington. Not a lot right now. And I've got a couple of their hotbeds up there. I've got Corker, Lamar Alexander, Marcia Black. They're all on Fox. And they're on CNN. And they're on a major network. But you have to know these men and women, because that's where our federal dollars come from. Our governor is a friend to our county. We spend hours together trying to brainstorm what's important for this county, what's important for this region. For the governor to be hit with that question and Matt showed up, got to guarantee my children. That's important to all of us. It really is. White, black, it doesn't matter, folks. It's about our children. And when you sell that to your community, you still got headaches. You still got sleepless nights. You still got employee issues. But it makes it a little bit better when I see that the young people that come in here want a job. We're capturing them now. Yes, ma'am.
I am just intrigued by the period of age that you describe and that core leadership vision that you all created. I'm interested if you can share a little bit more about how you all came together and how have you kept it rolling, and now that you're 20 years into it, what are you doing to look out to the future to keep that type of vision?
Like I said, I think part of it